Murphy, and welcome to the YouTube interviews, the effects of the COVID-19 virus on the arts and beyond. My name is Brian Murphy, and we have several wonderful guests today from a wonderful organization called Wayne Center of the Arts. This is the Wayne Center Arts Ballet. Everybody say hello.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, this is great. You know, we are going to dive into some really nice topics today. I really want to hear from you guys' perspective. I've been hearing from perspectives of adults, what we're going through, but to hear from you is important. And I think your voice is going to go a long way. So I appreciate you guys all being here. Okay. So I'd like to start with Emma. Hi, Emma.
Hello.
There you go. It's good to see you.
Hope you all are doing well.
Oh, everybody's doing really well. Yes. So Emma, you know, not many people are traveling right now, are they?
No.
No. And it's kind of weird. You're not getting in your car, and you're not driving very far. You can't get on the plane. So tell me, how do you feel about that?
Well, you see, when my mom goes to like the grocery store, she makes me stay home, you know, with emails set up and everything. But she doesn't want me to get sick or anything because we don't know if like any of us has the coronavirus or just like the flu, sickness, or anything. So I had like several flights, car rides to other places. So the first one was going to Boston to see my friends, like for Easter, but it was canceled. And I actually never got to see them in live person before. So yeah, we're gonna have to move that to a different time. But we've been like working around FaceTime and stuff, so it's going pretty well.
It had been difficult not being able to see your friends and not be able to go, because this is your spring break. This is the time to visit people. You know, that's a hard thing, you know, especially not being able to go with your mom and not being able to go all there. But, you know, Elena, here I have a question for you. You know, I think she has a very interesting perspective. She's like, you know, I can't go anywhere because if I go somewhere, I might get sick. Tell me your perspective on this whole situation.
Well, like I've noticed that the streets are very empty. Like at night especially, they're very empty. I think a lot of people are just scared most of the time. They're scared of it. So, you know, they try and hide away from it. I find that it's just going to always be around. You know, like those viruses, they're just always going to be around now. It's just, we hope to find a cure for them.
Do you talk to your fellow colleagues or people at your age about how they feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's feeling pretty isolated right now. They're missing like their social interaction with people. So it's very hard on that perspective, but
my only argument with that, Elena, is that you guys have been used to this. You guys, your phone is here. So, you know, part of it is I feel like you guys should be like, oh, this is fine. In the sense of being able to deal with that situation. Is that a fair statement?
Well, like some kids, the only social interaction they get in their life is from school or activities. So that is very hard on them because now they have no social interaction and they're just home.
Speaking of activities, Carter, tell me some activities that you're doing. I'm kind of curious.
Well, other than online school and dance, I do equestrian, which is horseback riding. So for 3 days or 2 days a week, I go down to my trainer's house, which she lives just down the street, and we go and we practice in her arena.
Well, that sounds like fun. You get outside, you're not around anybody, right? And you're wearing a mask, of course, right? So, yeah, so it sounds like fun, actually. What about you, Emma, over there? What kind of activities do you do?
My activities?
Schoolwork. We probably run around the house, right?
Well, sometimes go outside. I make my mom do Pilates with me.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear. So, speaking of schoolwork and how we're trying to balance our life out, Nola, I think, I can only imagine, do you get up at the same time every day? How do you manage your schedule now?
Well, when we first started out, I had this whole plan that every week I was gonna do a different subject. So like the first week was gonna be science, the next one social studies, language arts, and then math. But then I found out that there were like different due dates for everything, and I didn't know that. So I had a couple Fs for a while. I had zeros.
Oh, wow.
Because like it was like hard for me to like take in like everything, because like this has like never happened before except for like a long time ago, with the plague. But that's like different because
It is.
we didn't have like modern medicine that we do today. But like with schoolwork, at first I thought they were giving you a lot, because I was like, this is not what I would normally do. Like, I had 3 essays I had to write for language arts. I had like daily math stuff. It's like hard for you to figure out like when to do things and like how to fit them into your schedule, because like I do dance at home almost every day, and so you have to find a way to like make like a whole schedule. But
It's hard, isn't it?
yeah, I did things like the way I did it was like the things that were due sooner, like after I found out, that I would just get done first, because then you can worry about other stuff that's gonna not take as long and you have longer to do it, so then you get extra time. Like I got an extra day of spring break because I finished like everything I had to get done. But you really just have to make sure you get everything done, because you don't want 3 Fs like I had.
Well,
that wasn't very fun.
That's not very fun. Now, let's say you get all your work done and you're sitting around the house and you're just kind of looking around. Brooke, what is that like? What's that like to you when you're sitting around and you're you get all your work done, you have all this extra time? Is that true?
Yeah. Like sometimes when it's like really quiet in my house, I'll go up and read. I draw sometimes because like I like doing that. Because when I was in school, I wasn't able to do that much, and then after school, I had to go to ballet, so I didn't have that much time to draw. So I'm starting to draw more and get my creativity going, but I'm reading a lot though, and playing with my family.
So you might be reading more than you normally would.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like you're taking up activities that you normally wouldn't do. Do we all feel that way? Are we all, guys, isn't that interesting? We're all kind of doing things we normally would not do, which it's not a bad thing. And boredom's not such a bad thing either. I mean, we had a busy half season there, didn't we? It was hard. It was a lot of stuff going on. Now, I didn't like it ended, but it's almost like there's a feeling of almost like a reboot, So, Elise, let me ask you something, Elise. We're talking about what's going on at home. We're talking about schoolwork, activities. We're in the house. We're in the backyard, but you're not around your friends. This has got to be hard. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about that. What is that? How does that make you feel when you can't see your friends like this?
It's a little disappointing because like I'm used to seeing like my dance friends and like my teachers and everybody at school, and we would go to my grandparents, but now like we can't. So it's a lot different, and we can't play with neighbors anymore too.
It's really different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I'd like to talk a little bit with Lauren about this, and I'd maybe kind of hear some feedback also, is taking things for granted. I think that we go to the studio, we get into the schedule, right? And now it's stopped, and then we haven't done it for a while. And you realize how much you really enjoy it. Not that you didn't realize it, but it's almost like it's like this thing, you miss it. All right, Lauren?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, this is a very bizarre time. And, you know, life as we know it has been pretty much put to a halt. And the interesting thing to me is that because we have all this technology, we're able to continue to a degree with certain things, you know. But I think for us as artists, the dance community especially has really come together using the internet and social media to, you know, give our art to the world. But of course, I mean, we're in quarantine, we can't go to the studio, you know, we don't have the proper floor. We don't have a lot of space to move around in the right circumstances. So it really, really makes me realize how much I unknowingly took all of that for granted before this happened. And I think when this is over with, the world is going to change. It's already changed. But I think especially for artists, we're going to have so much to give, because I always say that absence makes the heart grow fonder. And it's not that we can't dance in our own homes, but we can't dance all together. We're dancing alone together. So once we get back into the studio, I mean, it'll be hard at first, you know, to get your stamina back or whatever, but your passion will just be exploding because, you know, the adrenaline rush of being back. And so I think this is a very difficult time, but I think we will get through it. And if, you know, the taking for granted thing, when we do come back, your passion will be ignited because you'll realize what you were taking for granted without intending to, but just because the situation that we're in right now has like made us realize that, oh, we took so much for granted, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does make sense. So I'm gonna ask all you guys this question, and I'm gonna start with you, Elena, first. So we've talked about being away from your friends. We talk about not being able to travel. We talk about what we're not able to do. Let's talk about what you have been able to do beyond schoolwork and dance. Talk to me about some of the things that maybe, even what I think, I think it was Brooke that mentioned the reading. What are activities that maybe you did or you're doing now that you would never be able to do?
Well, I'm starting to take up sewing, so I'm starting to like make clothes and stuff like that. But I just find this is like a really good time. Like I know a couple weeks ago before we were quarantined, I was very just stressed out with school and everything. My schedule was just booked. Like I had nothing to do. But now it's just nice to like take it just day by day. Like I wake up and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do today? Like I don't have to think about the next few days. I just think about each day.
Yes. Emma, I love that, Elena. I mean, I think that's a great perspective. And I think, you know, if you get to that place, you can almost feel this weight off your shoulders and you can focus in on technique of certain things. I expect to have a shirt done. I like yellow, by the way. If you're gonna sew me something, yeah.
Okay.
Emma, what about you? What have you done? What have you done the last couple of weeks, or would like to do that maybe you haven't had a chance to do yet?
Well, my mom said that we might want to bake some cookies, you know, to cheer us up. What else? So, like, it's good to get outside, right? It's good to really get outside. Like, I even got wet today. I got so wet. I was soaking wet.
That sounds exciting. Sounds exciting. Oh, and by the way, I like chocolate chip cookies. So I'm having there's an expectation going on here. So, Nola, what about you?
Well, we're still like allowed to leave the house to go grocery shopping, and stuff. So I've been going on a lot of like walks and runs. Like I've been going like parks because I live like by a lot of parks. So we drive down there and I go for runs. And after I went for a run today, this is like totally off topic, but we went to Starbucks and we waited for an hour to get 4 drinks.
You know what? It's worth it, wasn't it?
It was, because
Nice.
like, but I've had like a lot of like time to like just do stuff, and I've had a lot of time to like bake, like Emma. Like I made pumpkin cupcakes the other day.
I'm starting to see a care package come to my home. I'm not sure why. What about you, Brooke?
Well, kind of like Elena, I was like really stressed out, with school, because almost everybody would be stressed out in school, like homework. But now that we're not doing that, I'm definitely going outside more, especially when it's nice outside. When it's nice outside, I see so many people walking on the streets and the sidewalks and stuff. And, like, I've been, as I said when I was like talking about not getting bored, I'm drawing more. I'm still doing school on the computer, but like I'm less busy.
Yes, well, what about you, Elise? I love that. It sounds like there's like this common thing going on here. How about you, Elise?
Yeah, I'm kind of like everybody else. I've been going on like a lot of walks and bike rides through my neighborhood, and I've had time to like relax and practice dance, and it's been a new experience, like doing all of these different things online that we usually don't do. So it's kind of fun experiencing those things.
Carter, what about you?
I've been helping my mom cook some, and then I've taken my dogs on a walk through our fields and pastures a lot too sometimes.
Nice. And Lauren, you do anything particular besides taking class every day?
Well, ironically enough, I never have time to watch TV because I work a lot, but I have been watching a lot of Netflix, which is most people
Netflix.
watch TV. So
Definitely.
Definitely, right? It's the thing to do for sure. Go ahead, Lauren. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's been nice to kind of have nothing to do, because for me I'm so scheduled all the time. So to just let my mind get into a TV show is really a good thing for me, kind of like a distraction.
It is a distraction. We all have to think that in perspective that we have a roof over our home, we have food, we're able to actually make decisions that each day we can make a decision. A lot of people don't have that luxury, right? So it's really good to hear from your perspective. And I think that when people all over the world listen to this, they're going to hear that there is a sense of optimism. There's a sense of that it's going to be okay. Can we look at each other and say it's going to be okay? We realize it's going to be new, whatever that is new is, but it's going to be okay. And I think we're all looking forward to get back to the studio, of course.
Yeah.
Right? Even though we're enjoying it now, like, let's relax, we're ready to kind of get back. So I want to say thank you once again. This is Wayne Center Ballet. Appreciate it in Worcester, Ohio. Did I say that right? Worcester, Ohio? That's it. Okay. Worcester, Ohio. So I appreciate every one of you guys doing this with me. And it's good to see you all. And we'll see each other soon. And everybody say goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Excellent.
Bye.
And you guys have a great night, okay? Okay, bye-bye.